You know how hard it is to stand next to a medical doctor and try to convince people laughter is the best medicine?
You got dal chawal at the age of 19.
Once you have a nice car, it is just a car. Just because me and my wife, mashallah, touchwood, have a good life and we like each other, it does not mean that arranged marriage is the answer.
If not stand-up comedy, what would you have chosen on your path?
The first joke I wrote in my question was, I was 19, she was 17. But she was like, Hussain, you don't understand. We need this song. In the show also I talk about it. Like, she used to have a crush on me before we got engaged.
Yeah. As a comedian, who do you look up to? So today we have a well-known comedian from India, Hussain, who is also known as officially Sane, and he
Also known as Maryam's husband.
Maryam's husband, obviously, we can't miss that. And Hussain, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I
Well-
love being here. Love being in this city.
Amazing.
Beautiful place.
Welcome to TbH with JJ.
Thank you so much for having me.
And here you have to tell truth, and
Yes.
apart from that, nothing.
How will you know if I'm saying the truth?
Let Maryam.
Maryam will fact check it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maryam will comment. So, how are you doing? How's things?
Things are good. I've been on tour. That's why I was here. I just did my show here in Sunday. We are talking about maybe coming back in October. And yeah, maybe doing a couple of other cities in the GCC.
Oh, nice.
And maybe the UK or something like that. Maybe it's all in the works right now, but I don't know. But
That's the plan.
I'm hoping that's the plan. Yeah.
Okay. Is it like a tour which you are planning, or how is it?
Yeah, it's a tour. So my tour was supposed to end next week in Bombay. That was supposed to be the last show, but the response has been so good that I'm adding a few more shows. Make as much money as I can. Now, if I have to move here, it's
You
going
need
to
that money.
Yeah, you need it. You need so much money. So
All right. Before we start the podcast, we have a quick game where there will be 3 rounds: green, orange, and red.
okay,
So you have to pick a number for 1 to 10 for each round. Let's start with green. Pick a number from 1 to 10.
pick a number for 1 to 10.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to say the number.
Yeah, you have to tell me.
6.
What do you watch when you relax?
Relax.
Yes.
Some guy buying a shitty old car and making it new on YouTube.
Oh, that's cool. And have you been watching it for a long time or recent? Or you have the love for car from recent time or?
No,
childhood?
I've had a love for cars and bikes for ever. But what I'm watching on YouTube at any given day, it varies. Sometimes I'm watching watch collections, sometimes watching cars, sometimes watching about football or whatever.
Okay.
Usually. It's usually a dude talking, usually.
that's cool.
Or a person talking, actually.
That's cool. All right, next level. Once again, pick a number.
Okay. 3.
What changed you the most as a person in life?
Getting engaged to the girl I'm currently married to.
Oh my God. Okay, we have to speak about it. Okay, tell me more about your
Big
marriage. You got married at the age of 19 or engaged?
No, I got engaged at 19. I got married. Engaged also is रोका कहते हैं उसको. रोका कहते हैं या हमारे यहाँ पे मीठा मुंह करना कहते हैं कि like everybody comes and has ice cream or whatever. तो हमारा हो गया था is what they say. इनका हो गया है ऐसा बोलते हैं वो. We got married when I was 25 and she was 23.
Okay. But weren't you scared that you got
Yes.
married at young age?
Yes.
Commitment,
Yes.
or what was your feeling at that time?
I was scared. I thought this is going to be difficult. But at least in the early days, you have those fears like, oh my God, marriage, I'm so young. मैं उड़ना चाहता हूँ, बस रुकना नहीं चाहता. You know, all that. ये जवानी है दीवानी है, you watch and you feel like मेरे को भी रणबीर कपूर बनने का है.
You got dal chawal at the age of 19. How did you feel?
You think it's dal chawal, brother. You should meet my friends who are 30 years old
Okay.
and have finished Hinge and Tinder and Bumble and right now on Truly Madly and Muzz and
You know, I can see you guys the only couple maybe on internet who are glamorizing arranged marriage.
I wouldn't say we are glamorizing arranged marriage. In fact, I would say don't. Like, I'm actively saying you should marry someone who you like or who you think you'll have a good life with. How you meet that person, you meet them through arranged marriage or love marriage or at a bar or at a club or at your school or your college or whatever. It doesn't matter. The person matters. But this is a very strong belief I have, which unfortunately even in my stand-up show, I don't have this as a part of the show, but I really do want to say it. Ki I believe you'd be happier single than married to the wrong person.
Yeah.
So just because me and my wife, mashallah, touch wood, have a good life
Alhamdulillah.
and where we like each other,
Yeah.
it does not mean that arranged marriage is the answer. हम अगर लॉटरी जीत गए तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि सबको लॉटरी खेलना चाहिए ना.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm saying give arranged marriage a chance, because arranged marriage is not the reason you'll have a good or bad marriage, or love marriage is the reason you'll have a good marriage or love marriage, a bad marriage. Like, marriage is difficult, and how you find the person is less important than who the person is.
Got it.
I think that's
I see a good vibe within you. You guys enjoy being together, right? Even with the shows or podcasts you guys did. I saw a different pattern between when you and Maryam were sitting and you and other people were sitting.
Yeah.
It was a quite different vibe which I got from the podcast.
I mean, we have chemistry together,
Yeah.
which is a good thing to have after so many years of being in this relationship.
Yeah.
And yeah, we vibe off of each other's energies. She makes me better. I hope she would say the same.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I enjoy spending time with her. Tolerates me. So
What is that one thing she gets annoyed about you?
one thing, I think there are many things. You should ask her. I think she'll have a list of things that annoy her about me.
Okay.
I think the most recent one, because we're talking about cars, is I recently purchased a new car in Mumbai. And I really enjoy the process of before buying something, especially a big purchase. Just like,
Yeah.
watching 10 reviews, which is the next, is it the iPhone 17 Pro good or the Samsung S25 Plus,
Yeah.
I like
Just
doing
a
stuff like that.
research, yeah.
Just I like watching those videos like, what, it has 278 horsepower, but the Skoda Slavia has 160. And then I have no one else to talk about this stuff with, no. So she's in the house, so I used to like bother her with all this information.
Okay.
She knows so much about cars now.
Okay.
So she should
That's
honestly
because of you.
Yeah, so she should thank me, but instead she's annoyed. That's the issue. I would say. Instead, she's very, very annoyed, in fact.
What's that one thing you don't like about her? Or maybe you get annoyed.
नहीं ऐसा तो कुछ भी नहीं है यार. She's amazing.
You're being a good husband now.
Yeah. You think you're gonna catch me or what? This is the same exact question I ask in my shows to mess with the couples there. You think I'll give you like, actually, she's very irritated. No, she's amazing. She's perfect. You will never get anything else out of me.
Let's go with the next round. Once again, pick a number from 1 to 10.
Okay, 9.
9.
El Nino.
What truth about your life is hardest to accept?
I have a very addictive personality. Like if I get hooked onto something, I like obsess over it for a very long time. Like this car purchase decision, or like watches. Then I have a watch phase. I'm playing a new video game. I'm going to 100% it. I have platinumed so many games. If you have a PlayStation, you get those trophies, right? And then you get trophies to like how many trash cans you collected, how many stickers you have collected inside the game. So I 100% games that I like.
Got it.
So that is something, like if I was a little less obsessive, I probably would have spent more time on my career and been.
But you're doing great, mashallah, in your career.
I mean, yeah, पेट तो इंसान का भरता नहीं है ना कभी. You always want to be like.
Yeah, you want to grow in life.
I'll tell you what, I just did 3 back-to-back sold out shows. Okay, of mine. Had a great time. And then I opened for Zakir Khan.
Wow.
So life is always humbling you. I sold 300 tickets thrice. He did SVP Dome in Worli, which is like 5,000, 6,000 seats, I think 13 times in a week. So,
But see, you are in that league, right?
In the pathway. Yeah.
So you have to reach there, and you will always strive better to get on that level.
I mean, I'm now no longer like, अरे यार मेरे पास ये नहीं है, उसके पास ये है. I'm no longer like that. Because I've realized यार, after a certain point, life में ज़्यादा कुछ है नहीं वैसे. Once you have a nice car, it is just a car.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Once you get it, it's becomes like okay.
It becomes a thing. And I mean, I believe that whatever things I have should be treated like things only. Like I have a nice car. I really like my car. But it's not like if someone scratched the car, I'm going to have like, oh my God, meri gaadi, it's just a thing, bro. Get it fixed. It's okay.
You shouldn't have that pride inside you.
It's not about pride. I feel like you are in a prison of your own surroundings then. You bought a nice car, you bought nice shoes. Now you can't wear them in the mud and all. Your shoes are going to decide how you're going to live your life. Come on, bro. So that's why, like anything I have, if it gets spoiled, stolen, broken, I will not lose a single night's rest.
All right, Hussein, let's go back to your childhood
All right.
and we will speak more
Happy
about
times.
emotional times, your family, and how was it. So tell me about your interest back then when you were like 7, 8.
Don't remember much when I was 7, 8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I only know what my family has told
Yeah.
me I was like, which is never nice things they say. You know,
Okay.
I was very
Were you the
irritating.
naughtiest one?
They claim that.
Mm-hmm.
I disagree. But yes, my family all says that I was the naughtiest one. In fact, now my brother has 3 kids. His youngest, he has a boy. He's 2 years old. So when he does some shit, they'll be like, yes, ये चाचू पे गया है. मैं क्या किया? मेरे को क्यों तोड़ रहे हो बीच में? But it is how it is.
How many siblings you are?
We were originally 4. My eldest sister passed away when I was 5.
Okay. So
The age gap between the three of my siblings, the age gap between them is a few years. The age gap between them and me is 7 years.
okay, you are the last one.
Yeah. So
How does it feel to be a last one?
they say I was a gift, but 7 years later,
They don't
having a
say that
fourth
you are
child.
adopted or something.
That's my brother. He used to say that when he was younger, but he can't say that anymore because now people look at us and be like, you both look the same. And I'd correct them that I have more hair, so I'm sexier than him. I have to be, otherwise I won't be able to survive. He's a doctor.
True.
He's already winning, bro. He's a doctor. You know how hard it is to stand next to a medical doctor and try to convince people laughter is the best medicine. How do I? No.
So he knows how to treat you well.
Yeah. I mean, he's my first call, honestly. Anything happens in my life, me, Maryam, any medical thing, he's my first call. So, I mean, jokes aside, he's a huge help. But it's hard for me to say I like him.
Okay. Okay, so tell me back in childhood, like you mentioned, you 3 siblings. So how was your bonding with him? You guys used to fight with each other?
The age gap between us was so much that we didn't have like what would be a typical brother relationship. I mean, yeah, we used to fight a lot and irritate each other and all of that. But like my earliest memories of him are when he was becoming a doctor. Because 8-9 साल की उम्र में तो तुम्हें कुछ याद नहीं रहता. When I was like 12, 13, he was already in the process of becoming a doctor. So I've only known him pretty much as a doctor. So he's always been studying and busy and becoming I know I joke about it in my show also, in general also, but like becoming a doctor is very, very hard. It's incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
And I've seen my brother put in the hours and like the crazy big textbooks and all that. So yeah, I see now how annoying I was to him.
No. So what about your parents, your mom and dad? So how was your bonding with them when growing up, or when you were in college, or you pursued a stand-up comedy? So how was your family reaction?
My dad has always been supportive of my artistic pursuits. In fact, when I did science in my 11th and 12th, my dad told me ki I think you should take arts. You probably do better there. But at that time, the notion in your head is usually like, oh, art, nobody takes arts.
Exactly.
I shouldn't take arts. So that's why I took science in the first place. And then I was studying to give my engineering exams and all that. And I realized that baap hota hai. And he knows what he's talking about. So then I did arts, journalism, psychology, and English literature is what I studied in Sant Aloysius College, or St. Aloysius College, or St. Aloysius College. It depends on who you ask what it's called.
Yeah.
Nobody finds this funny, but I find it funny that
You have different...
the college is called by different names,
Yeah.
depending on who's saying the name.
You did science in your PUC.
Yes.
And you went in arts.
Arts.
Right.
And then I did an MBA. So I've studied science, arts, and commerce.
Okay, you have done all.
I've done it all.
But how science, say you were good at science?
I was pretty decent. I got 91 in my physics exam. That year, I like to say it, people will disagree, but that year maths was extremely difficult, the paper. Because apparently the paper had leaked and like this was like the 3rd or 4th set. So you know how when you're preparing for the final exams, there's usually like, okay, the first category is going to have like 4 matrix problems and 3 theorems and things like that. You have that math, right?
No.
The paper did not follow that at all. And I scored, it beat my average basically. I scored 70, I think. Like my target was 80, I scored 78.8%. It still hurts me that I
And
missed
what
it by this much.
did you want to become at that time as a profession?
Honestly, I was just exploring, man. I come from a business family, so eventually the thought is that I'm going to join my dad in whatever he's doing and learn that. So I never looked at my education as like, how am I going to make money out of this? Until much later in my education career. So I was just having fun, and like I scored 77-78% in my 10th. So it just made sense. Oh, my friends are taking science, I also took science.
Yeah.
Because people who scored 50-60 take commerce, people who score 70 and above take science. So that was just like the thing everybody did, which is why I was taking science. It's not like I was like, oh my god, physics, I love it. It wasn't like that. I wasn't too bad at it, honestly. I really liked physics particularly. So yeah, that's why I took science. And then arts made sense. I did arts. I worked at a newspaper, thought it was okay. I worked at an ad agency, like that more.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I want to do advertising. How do you do advertising? So did my
We will
MBA.
speak on that, but before that, if not stand-up comedy, what would you have chosen on your path? What was the other options you had on your way?
I was before stand-up. I was doing sales and marketing for ZTV. My MBA job had given me that.
Placements?
Yeah,
Okay.
of college placements. I had a job opportunity in Delhi as well in another company, but I rejected that because I wanted to move to Mumbai to pursue stand-up. So that's why I went to Mumbai. So I was going to take any job that would allow me to go to Mumbai. The first one I got in Mumbai is the one I took. Actually, my faculty and all were quite surprised that I rejected a job offer because everybody's desperate for jobs.
Yeah.
Right? But I was like, if I want to try this as a career, then I should be in the city that is known for being the entertainment hub of the country.
Yeah.
So I knew I wanted to move to Mumbai. I knew I did not.
Was
want
that
to
a
go to
best
Delhi.
decision you have taken?
I don't know. The Delhi comedy scene is really doing really well now. So maybe if I was
But
there, it would have helped.
you
But I don't
started
know.
back then, right? 2018, 2019.
2018, yeah.
So what was the situation at that time as a newcomer in the industry? Can I say newcomer?
At that time, yes, of course, I was a newcomer. Now I would say I'm not a newcomer anymore. But
Yeah.
I mean, I have a long way to go. Back in 2018 and all, Mumbai was like the place to be for stand-up. Delhi also, even then, Mumbai, Delhi and Bangalore, they all have a very good comedy scene.
Yeah.
They're different in their own ways, but they have a good scene. So it's not like if I was in Delhi, I could not be a comedian or whatever. But if I was not in Mumbai, all the other things that I did, all the brand work, all the marketing opportunities I've gotten, I've worked with Netflix, Amazon, I've done a lot of other non-stand-up things which I wouldn't have.
Like writings.
Writing work and working with advertising and all, which I would not have gotten probably in Delhi.
There is one thing which I always say to people: when you want to do something, ask yourself why. And if you want to ask someone else or learn something from them, ask them how.
Yeah.
Because along the way, things comes on your plate and you follow that path, right?
Yeah.
So for you, how did that happen in your journey?
See, the thing is, when you look back at a career or at like how different decisions have shaped you, you realize that the decisions you made at that time were based on very little information.
Yeah.
Like I studied journalism, but of the 3 subjects I studied, journalism was the least helpful. Psychology was the most helpful, and that subject I didn't want to study. It just came along with my package, and that has I would say that has had a much bigger impact on my career than any class of journalism I attended. So yeah, man, you're not really in control of your destiny. If I would say how things happen, I can tell you like incidents of like, okay, then this happened, that happened. Like my decision to not go to Delhi and move to Mumbai led me to do stand up in Mumbai.
True.
And every place I did stand up in at that time, open mics.
Yeah.
And at that time you had to pay to perform.
Serious?
You still do.
Oh my god.
In open mics in Mumbai at least, you have to pay like 200-300 rupees to perform. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, like that. So I was doing open mics, and I would anyone I met, I would say, okay, if you have any writing work, because I found out that
writing pays.
Writing pays. You can make money writing, and I have an MBA degree, so working with brands, I understand that world a little bit. So I tried to use that as a leverage, and I got writing gigs. The first one I got was paid very little money. Then the next one happened, and the next one happened, and so on and so forth. Then I met a couple of people, and
You come from Gujarati family, right?
yes.
So you have a business mindset, which came along with your family culture and everything, and you have an artistic mindset as well. So what do you have more, business mindset or art?
I don't know, man. It's a question I ask myself every day. So I don't know if I am more analytically inclined or more creatively inclined. I feel like a question to ask myself at the end of my career than right now.
Okay.
Because if I sit here and think about it, it's very hard for you to judge yourself, right? I make
But you
decisions
do ask
analytically.
question. You do question yourself every day about yourself, just like reflection.
Yeah, but like it's hard for you to write an exam for yourself and then give yourself marks, because if you've written an answer and you're like, oh, I should give 10 out of 10, you might ask yourself, am I being too lenient on myself?
Yeah.
Or my career is doing well, I have a nice house, I have a nice car, my wife likes me, I have a baby on the way, I'm doing sold out shows, wow, great, I can sit and watch TV, right? I can relax now. But then another voice will tell you that you're taking it too easy, कि ये क्या हो गया, तूने 300 टिकट बेची है, 3,000 का अभी बहुत टाइम है, काम पे लग.
Got
Right?
it.
So like it's very hard for me to evaluate myself if I'm more analytical or more creative. And it was a question that used to bother me a lot for a while. And I just decided I'm not going to ask that question anymore to myself.
Got it. Okay, moving forward, tell me, who is that one person who push you every day to work or work harder?
I would say my dad has been very, very critical of me always. That has pushed me to work harder, I would say. Being engaged definitely has had a huge impact on how serious or focused I am towards trying to make money and trying to like hustle and get something in somewhere and all that. Because being married at 25, living in Mumbai, when everybody knows that there is a much easier life path to work with your father, live in Mangalore, where you have your own house already and everything is there. Mangalore is a nice, comfortable life. It's a beautiful city. So
What do you have to say about Mangalore? Do you like Mangalore?
I love it, dude. I used to not like it when I lived there, because when you are like 21 and all, you feel like, oh, the city is too small. Bangalore is so nice. Mumbai, wow. Delhi, oh, wow. Now when I go back, I'm like, nice, bro, it is. You take on car, 10 minutes you reach Tanirbavi. Charmur you get everywhere. Beautiful. Love it.
So that's something which you miss about Mangalore.
Because when you get to the city, you realize that life in a small town is much more relaxed. It is a lot easier.
It's peaceful.
It's so peaceful, man. It's so peaceful. So, like, you get more time with yourself, with your family. My dad used to come home for lunch. Can you imagine that in Bombay? Impossible. Once you leave the house, you're coming back at night. So,
True.
yeah, man.
True. Let's get back to your content. I see lots of people creating content, especially stand-up comedians. And there are lots of stand-up comedians who are not creating content, right? So how did content help you in your journey?
I have helped me in my journey. I would say it definitely helps get the word out there. People get to see me as a personality or whatever and participate in sort of my life, me, my wife, and this is what we do. And so I look at it like, if you watch all my content, you are more likely to see my stand-up, and then you are then more likely to buy my tickets.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's how I look at it.
I remember when I followed you for the first time, it was you had around 8,000 followers back in
Wow, you've been following for a while.
back in 2022. So 2022, and
I mean, I don't know what year, how many followers, but yeah, somewhere
so
around there.
2022, I remember when I got to see your profile, and later on there was one joke that was about Muslim culture, or one was Chak De India wala.
Yeah.
So you have done twice. You have posted it twice. I
I've
think.
posted it like bunch of times, man.
Yeah.
I think 4-5 times I've posted it. It's a really good clip. It gets
Yeah.
good views. It was a really fun moment. I got very lucky. That I had. What happened was I had recently watched the movie. Chak De
Okay,
India.
back then.
So just before that, just before I happened to be on stage and she happened to be sitting there, I had watched that movie like a month or so before. I think Jawan आई थी. I had seen Jawan. I was never a big Shah Rukh Khan fan.
अच्छा.
नहीं, Jawan नहीं, Pathaan आई थी. And I'm not a huge Shah Rukh Khan fan, honestly. But I saw the movie and I saw all the hoopla around the, oh my God, Shah Rukh Khan, Shah Rukh Khan. I was like, okay, I've missed this bus. Let me watch some of his old
Oh,
movies.
you didn't watch Chak De India back then?
I had, but I was
Okay,
just
you
like
don't
doing.
remember,
Yeah,
okay.
so I watched Main Hoon Na, I watched Chak De India, I watched Swades. So I just watched rewatched some of those movies just to like, oh man, Shah Rukh was pretty cool, like that. And then she just happened to be there. So the reason that was lucky is because I had the references were fresh in my mind because I had just seen the movie. And then just luck happened and I landed on a couple of good fun jokes and the video did well.
Have you been into any kind of controversy? You create lots of Muslim jokes.
Yeah.
So any kind of controversy, backlash?
See, the thing is, I don't create Muslim jokes.
Okay.
When you're an artist, you are going to write what you know.
Yeah.
What do I know? I am who I am, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm going to talk about myself,
Mm-hmm.
it is going to have Muslim culture in it because I am Muslim.
Exactly.
I am not, chalo Muslim joke likhte hain. That's not the intention.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
The intention is to be creative, to express what I feel like, what my surroundings are like. Like my show, the show that I'm touring with, Shadi Should I, it's a story of how I got engaged. But does that show not have anything about Muslims in it? How can it be? If I'm talking about my marriage,
It's a culture which you're telling.
my culture is going to, in fact, I would think if my culture is not represented in my art, then what is the what is the point of it?
Yeah.
If I'm just going to be like, oh, I got married young, wow, young marriages be like this. I feel like that's, I would feel like artistically that is very shallow. A quote, I think it's a Martin Scorsese quote that the most creative is the most personal.
True, that's so true. Yeah.
So that's why. So I'm not creating Muslim content. I happen to be Muslim, therefore the content is Muslim.
But do all the comedians have that kind of thing within the jokes?
I mean, to an extent, for sure. You will hear Punjabi culture influences from like Delhi comics who have Punjabi influences, right? वो तो आएगा ही ना. Like a Punjabi musician is going to say Pata Laguga in his song, even though the song is in Hindi.
True.
And Pata Laguga is a Punjabi word. But that's just AP Dillon bolega na.
So tell me more about stand-up comedy. For example, a 18-year-old guy want to become a stand-up comedian. So can they see it as a career path they can follow
Sure.
it?
At 18, I would think everything is a career path. If you just try your luck at it, no matter what it is you want to do in life, you're going to have to like put a lot of work into it. So eventually, see, when you see a stand-up comic, you think like, put your hands together, Mohammed Hussain. That's all you see. You've not seen me perform for 3 people. I performed for 2 people also. It has taken a long while to get here. So if you're 18 and you start doing stand-up and if you really, really want to do it, my only advice to you would be, if you do it continuously with shiddat se, with like truly believe in yourself and just do it for 2 years, you will be better than 90% of the people you started with
2 years.
in 2 years.
And how?
No matter how good you are or bad you are as a comic, that's a separate issue. Because 90% of the people who you started with, who your first open mics you did with, they will just stop doing stand-up.
Who should follow the stand-up comedian part? For example, what are the inner skills they need to have?
There's nothing like that. Anybody can be a comic.
But
Anyone can be
what should they, for example, what's the framework they need to follow?
If you want to be a stand-up comic, I feel like you need to have a little bit of an observational mind.
Yeah.
Like,
See around you.
seeing around yourself. And all of these things you can learn, but like you can learn to be more observational. You can learn to write better. You can learn stand-up comedy, is a little bit like magic.
Yeah.
I'm creating this facade, this lie that I'm telling you this story for the first time.
Yeah.
Every time I'm telling that story. And if you can tell that, oh no, he's not telling it for the first time, then I'm not doing my job right. Because you'll see a lot of early comics also, they'll have the jokes in their head. They've written and come, and the jokes are funny and they're good also.
Yeah.
But they say them very remotely. फिर मैं यहाँ, then ये हुआ, and then ये हुआ. Like, the audience reacting or not reacting is not affecting their performance in any way.
Just like I read Zakir Khan's post comment, a person was saying, I have watched his show for 3 times. 3 times it was same story, but 3 times I fell in love with him differently.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would never advertise come to my show over and over again because it's the same show. I don't want you to come twice. But if you do come to a comics show more than once, and if you're like a comedy nerd or like if you're trying to see a little bit behind the scene, if you go to the same show again, any comic, you go to the same show again, you will see the slight differences in the performance.
Yeah.
Of
So
like a
every
comic.
performance will have different slight
100%.
changes.
Yeah.
But one comic will have how many types of shows? For example, you have Shadi Shudai, right?
Yeah.
Apart from that, what else?
I mean, I have a corporate set that I do, and once this show is done, I'll start a new set. So usually comics have a show that they're touring with, and then when that's done, they put out that material on the internet or whatever, and then they use that to help sell tickets to their next show, and that's how the ball goes.
Got it. So you write sets, right?
Yeah.
So how long does it take, or what do you think while writing sets?
If usually it starts with like an observation. I have like a lot of notes in my phone, like, oh, something happened, I write it down. Some interesting thing I saw, read, experienced, I write that down. And then when I sit down to write, I open the notes and I be like, oh, this is maybe something here, and I write observations about that. Most of my observations are like lived experiences, like, oh, I got married, why did I get married so early? So that my show started with that question, right? The first joke I wrote in my question was, I was 19, she was 17. At that age, it's not an early wedding, it's a really late child marriage. That was the first joke I had written about the show, because the first question is, why did you get engaged so early, right? So if people have come to see the show, the first thing I want to do is answer that first question. Why did you get engaged so early? So and so and so happened, and then because of that, so and so and so happened, and then that's how the story.
So
got
there
built.
is relatability and quite curious, shocking thing when people get to know about 17 and 19.
One thing can be relatable or shocking. It can't be both.
Yeah.
You can't be shocked by
either of
relatability.
this, right?
It'll be either or.
of this, yeah.
But when you're constructing an hour of material, I am trying to give the audience different emotions. There are sections in the show that are like really fast paced, lots of jokes. There are sections in the show that are a little slow. There's sections in the show where I sit down.
Yeah.
There are sections when I stand up. So I added all that in because I have ADHD brain, where when I watch like a stand-up show where a person is just talking and telling jokes, I sometimes find it difficult to finish the show. So I tried to answer that for myself, to create my show in a way where it can have like, a little bit of a different pacing just to keep the audience engaged.
But have you ever felt nervous before going on show?
Every
Maybe.
time.
Every
Every
time.
show. Yeah.
But how do you cope up with that? Just go on the stage. For example, what happens is, even on podcasts, when I sit, sometimes I get nervous. And one of the show which I did a couple of days back, it was for 3 girls. And that was for the first time. I got nightmares. The moment I sat on the sofa, that thing completely goes off, that you are on the set, you have to start speaking, you have to start discussing. But before that, there are hundreds of thoughts that comes up.
And that is helpful. Why are you seeing that as like a negative? That's a positive thing.
That's
no?
a positive.
If you're thinking about the show, you're thinking about the audience. I'll tell you from my perspective as a stand-up comic. I'm thinking about the audience. I'm thinking about the city they're from. What do they like? What do they not like? What are they going to respond to? I feel like they will like if I say this. I feel like they won't like if I say this. And sometimes I will say things that I know that they won't like.
Okay.
Just to get a reaction from them. So like, it helps you prepare for yourself for the occasion. So I would think it is such a privilege for me to do stand-up shows all over the country, now beyond the country as well.
Yeah.
It's a privilege, right? So if it comes with a little stress of like, oh my God, these people have paid money
It's
to
like a
come
dream
see
for
me.
someone.
Sure, but the pressure is not that, oh my God, I'm living my dream. The pressure is someone has paid good money, convinced a husband, convinced a wife that, oh, this guy is great, come, let's go. Like, usually people come with someone, and a lot of times you will bring a friend who doesn't know who I am, and they've just tagged along, and you've spent this money and come. I have to make sure that if you have told your friend Hussain is funny, I have to prove you right. Na?
Exactly, yeah.
That is the pressure. That is the pressure of any comic. It's not just me, for any comic. So
people take media profession as a different segment. For example, people look up to you. The entire world look up to you if you're on social media.
I mean, you'd have to discuss with my family if anybody looks up to me.
No, apart from your family, for example, you are a comedian right now. So we look up to you. Similarly, some person who is not well aware about media, so they look up to people who create social media content, right?
Right.
So what do you think, that is our profession as same as what they are doing in their career?
Yeah.
But why do we hype up media personalities more in today's time?
I mean, it is part of the job. If I get recognized somewhere, I know that I have to be on my best behavior also. There is some pressure on that also.
You mean you need to be kind and humble enough to meet
Not humble and all, bro. Humble and all, big words. I'm saying, if someone is, oh my God, hi Hussain, it's so nice to meet you. I want to make sure that I'm also in the right frame of mind to be like, yo, hi, yes, how are you? Sometimes, like you had a bad day, you're flying all around and all that, you're tired, and like you meet somebody that I put a lot of pressure on myself to make sure if someone has recognized me that they leave thinking, oh, that was a nice interaction.
I mean, that's the pressure which you have, right? For example, you will be having a bad day, even though you have to make sure that they feel very well
But it's part of the
accepted.
job, na?
Yeah.
If you are going to spend money to come see me talk, bro, that's a
After
huge
the
privilege.
show, apart from the show, you maybe
It's all part of the job. It is all part of
that's
that.
part of our life, we can
It's
say.
part of my life, na? If I they didn't force me to do stand up.
Yeah.
I want to do stand up. I am actively advertising that I'm doing stand up. And if you recognize me at an airport or whatever, it is a privilege for me that you recognize me. So I'm making sure that no matter what my state of mind is or whatever is happening in my life, literally, I forgot my passport while coming from Mumbai here.
Okay.
Last minute, finally I got the passport. I checked in, like, whole hassle. Something in their internal systems while checking in, something had gone wrong or whatever. So while I was just about to board the flight, they've taken me to the side and this guy is doing something on the internet, like some error code was popping up or something. He's trying, like, I don't know what was happening, but they were basically trying to sort it out. And right next to the Abu Dhabi flight, there was a Singapore flight going, and there's like, I think a group of like 3-4 girls or whatever. They're all probably going to Singapore or whatever. They recognize me. They're like, oh my God, hi, can we take a picture? And I'm like, yeah, sure. At first I was like, oh, this is not the right time to take a picture. They're not going to let me board my flight. This is going to be a huge issue. I don't know. I probably have to go back or catch the next flight, or I don't know how this works. I don't know what's going to happen. At first I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not in the right flight. Then I was like, no, maybe I should take the picture. So this guy might think like, no, oh, he must be like, people recognize him, maybe I should let him on the plane, So sometimes, and they were very sweet about it also. They were like, oh my God, I'm sorry, we're not disturbing you, whatever. But I was like, no, let's take a picture. It's okay. I know I don't mind taking pictures or anything like that. But again, it's just, when you ask me about the fame aspect of it, it is part of the job. Na? How can I be annoyed by it?
Yeah, that's true. So let's speak about your relationship with Maryam and content.
Yeah.
You both create content together, and we see that works much better than most of the couple creators out there in terms of relatability factor and the way you guys fight.
I mean, I think it started with me trying to make the least amount of effort content. That, instead of like writing a script and making a sketch and all that, we did try stuff like that also. A lot of people make that kind of content as well.
Yeah.
I found it a lot easier to just like start the camera and be like, this is what it is, Like, I think one of the first videos that really clicked, where we are actually talking to camera and our personalities are showing, was when I was doing a show in Mangalore.
Okay.
I wanted to promote the show. So I told Maryam, I came up with the idea, okay, Maryam, let's do a video where I teach you Kannada.
Okay.
And in Kannada, I ask you to say, Hussain is doing a show, come, this basically, something like that. And that video did really well. And it was a promotional video.
Yeah.
Like, you don't expect
It's
that
a
kind of video.
creative way of promotion.
Yeah, but you don't expect that kind of video to get
Work.
numbers, right? Like, I thought it was just like Mangalore people will see it, people from Mangalore who follow me will see it, and they'll buy the tickets. That was my hope. It did much beyond that, because people are like, oh my God, this person is trying to learn Kannada, that's so cool, and she's fumbling, saying the words right, wrong, whatever. Then she came up with the idea, oh, I can teach you Gujarati.
Okay.
Because she speaks Gujarati. She grew up in Ahmedabad. And then we did that, and that did a lot of views. And then from that point onward, we started like, okay, we'll sit in front of the camera and I'll teach you something, you teach me something. And that was like the first time we started creating content where we were talking to camera. Otherwise, it was just like vibes be like, that kind of stuff. More generic stuff. Now I feel like our content has a lot of our personality in it.
Yeah, but it shows the originality of how you guys are. Is it all scripted?
What is
The guys you fight and everything?
it is scripted to the extent that, like, we know overall what we are trying to say. Like, if I make
You build the segments and outline.
no, there's no script and all.
Okay.
Scripted in the sense,
Like
we
you
have an
discuss
idea.
on
There's
the
no
topic.
script. There's no, I'm not sitting and writing, bro. That's too much effort. I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm doing, like, for example, we did a video where I gave her an annual review.
Yeah.
That, what are you like a wife? This is your annual review. Like, I actually saw there is this content creator who has this character. He does like Big Four company consultant person, how he talks. And I saw him do like a consultancy person giving a review to his girlfriend. And I was like, oh, that's so fun. I have an MBA degree. I should do a wife, like an annual review, not review, like, you know how employees get an annual report sort of thing. And December ka time tha, so I was like, okay, that's great. So I made a PPT. She had not seen this PPT.
Okay.
I made the PPT. I sat in front of her. And then she, like I've just told her, I'm going to do an annual review. This is going to be a fun idea. You just sit there. She, at that time happened, like if you see the video, she's eating something.
Yeah.
Because at that time she was just eating something.
Yeah.
When I finished the PPT, I came, I said, 10 minute कुछ shoot करते हैं, तू खाती रह कोई बात नहीं, एक कैमरा उस पे लगा, एक कैमरा टीवी पे लगा, and I just like to slide one, and I went in my MBA mode, because I've done my MBA, so I know all these words. So it's like your quarterly report, your this, your that, our performance metrics are not being managed appropriately. ऐसा सब बोल रहा हूँ, and then in that I have like a few jokes that I have written in there. Then her reaction is her reaction.
Yeah. Her reactions are real.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's not fun, na?
Yeah.
Sometimes there are moments where like, oh, she'll say something funny, but like the camera wasn't working, or I was talking over her, so I'd be like, okay, that was very funny. Say that again.
Okay.
Sometimes we do that, but I wouldn't say it is completely unscripted, but it's not scripted also. Like when we did the Gujarat thing.
Yeah.
Like she's teaching me Gujarati. I know what Gil Sappo means.
Okay.
She like. I was teaching her Kannada, she was teaching me Gujarati, right? So, Gel Sappo means idiot.
Okay.
I know what that means. I knew that beforehand. But we thought it would be a fun idea to like trick me into that.
Got it. Okay. We spoke about content. Again, what's your plan with Maryam? Like, how are you planning to create more of different contents you guys discuss?
अभी तो उसको बच्चा बनाना है. She's making a baby right now, so I think she's a little busy.
How do you feel like you are going to be a father, inshallah? So how's your feeling?
Terrified, scared, happy. I don't know. It is.
You know, the best video, I think, which I really loved it. It was kind of emotional, the way you announced that Maryam.
Bro, in that song is there, no? That was Maryam. That I was like, this is so cringe. Ew. I really don't want to do this. But she was like, Nusa, you don't understand. We need this song. I don't know. She
worked.
Okay, so there is a little bit of a personal touch to that story. Is like, in the show also I talk about it. Like, she used to have a crush on me before we got engaged.
Yeah.
Like, when many years ago. Our families are quite close. So, we had gone to watch Jannat as a family. And we had sat next to each other. So I don't know if she'll admit to it, but I think that's why she wanted that song in it, just for that, like, a little bit of an emotional, like, those were the days sort of thing. I resisted it, but
but it worked. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, the video did well. I'm happy
because
that
video made sure that the content gets emotional, and I can see a bit of tears in Maryam's eyes in the.
I mean, I don't know. My own bhabhi was telling me, "Tu ro raha tha kya? You look like you're about to cry." I was like, no. We had rehearsed this. I was not crying. I was happy, of course. Like the audience got surprised. Honestly, like you don't see it in the video. When the full show is released on YouTube, you will see it. That when she came on, I thought people would recognize, but people didn't realize that she was pregnant. People were just excited that, oh, Maryam is here. Wow, right. They're very happy.
Yeah, the moment you showed.
I do this. I did that because
people get.
As a comic, I can read the audience a little bit. No, I know what they're reacting to. Are they understanding what I'm saying? So I realized that they had not caught on to the fact that she's pregnant. So then I pointed out. Then people had an even louder reaction. We'd cut that part out, but that show, that was the 5 p.m. show in Bangalore.
Okay.
I counted it for 40 seconds. People were shouting.
Wow.
40 full seconds. So me and Maryam were just standing there waiting for I don't know what to do with myself.
I mean, that's cute. The love you get, right? As media personalities.
Yeah.
That's something great, and you're blessed to have that.
Absolutely. But I would say every job has a version of that. I mean, see, it is very obvious that if an auditorium full of people is really happy to see you or, participate in your journey, in your life or whatever. And I'm extremely privileged to say that. But my brother is a doctor. He's literally saved lives.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what that is like? Like during COVID, how many people have come out to my brother and be like, you saved our lives.
True.
So I mean, maybe if you're like a marketing professional, you might not feel
Yeah.
it exactly that way.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a satisfaction, like, because I've done a lot of marketing work also. There is a satisfaction to like, oh, you did a campaign.
You have impacted people.
Yes, and when there are certain campaigns where you have an idea and someone didn't want to do it, but you pushed through, you got the thing, you shot it, you edited it, you uploaded it, the marketing campaign did really well, then you get appreciation from the client, from the whatever, that, oh man, Hussain, you did a great job with that. There is validation there as well.
Mhm. As a comedian, who do you look up to? Which comedian?
Comics that I love a lot. Zakir Khan is great. Bill Burr is like one of my favorites. I really like how he structures his stand-up. Like he'll usually have like one really wild take, and then he justifies that take, which I really enjoy that. I try to do that sometimes, but maybe not as effectively. I mean, that I would leave up to the audiences for that. But
Okay.
I really love Bill Burr, yeah. Who else? Upmanyu is great. Kanan is amazing. Hard for me to say such nice things about people I hang out with. Kanan is terrible at badminton.
Okay.
Let the cameras know. Kanan is terrible at badminton. He's just had a little more practice than me. But he's a great comic. Biswa is great.
So let's speak about Zakir Khan. So what is Zakir Khan unique for, according to, from a comic lens?
He holds the audience's attention for an hour and a half or 2 hours, like extremely tightly. Like he never loses his audience. I've like completely lose themselves in that experience, which is an extremely hard thing to do for such a long show. Also, sometimes he does like 1.5 hour, 1 hour 40 minutes, because a lot of his material sometimes a little unstructured. Also, like he was recording his special and he just did like 10 minutes of new material that he hadn't done previously.
Okay.
Someone else told me this. I haven't seen it, but like that's a crazy thing to do. Like. But when he's playing the level that he's playing at, he can do stuff like that.
Okay. What about Samay?
Samay is very quick. He's also crazy guy. He has like the Midas touch. Everything he does is like 100 out of 10, you know. And yeah, more power to him, man. He's doing great.
And Kenny?
Very sweet guy. Very nice. We play badminton together. We share a love for cars and bikes. That's usually most of our conversation are like, bro, you saw the new car. It has this much horsepower.
Who is that comedians who you vibe with a lot?
I mean, my closest comic friends would be Vineet Srinivasan, Mohammed Anas. These guys I like hang out with on the regular.
Got it.
I mean, obviously Kenny, Kanan, Biswa, Azim.
Tell me about Indian comedy industry. How is it going forward?
How is it going forward? Is doing pretty well. There's so many comics who are doing lots of ticketed events, lots of shows, lots of people are selling lots of tickets. So I think it's booming right now. Anyway, the live experiences market is also booming. So I'm hoping it continues to grow and all of our audiences grow.
Got it.
That's why like something like Latent and all it's good for everyone. Even the comics who are not on the show or whatever, because more people are now interested in comedy, and then they will like, okay, they'll watch Samay, then they'll watch some 4 other comics, and then be like, oh, this guy I really like.
Yeah.
Come to that show. So
True. Hussain, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
yes, thank you so much for having me, man.
Lovely speaking to you. Great insights, great experiences. Before we end, any final message to new comics or aspiring comics?
You will win the race if you just stick around. Most people will give up. So
Amazing.
if you want to be successful, just don't give up.
That's an amazing advice. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much.
Yes.
It was lovely speaking to you.
Lovely speaking to you as well. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for watching till this end. I hope you enjoyed this episode and see you in the next episode. Subscribe to TbhwithJJ and follow officially Sane. Thank you.